Trust today, Dr. Sibichen K Mathew, presently Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax. He had his post-graduation in Management and Public Policy from IIM Bengaluru, did his PhD from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, MPhil in Social Science from Jawaharlal Nehru University, and earlier MA in Sociology from Loyola College, Kerala University. He also did a course in International Public Policy in Syracuse University, US. He has worked as Deputy Commissioner, Deputy Director Investigation, Joint Commissioner of Income Tax in Tamil Nadu region, and so on. Since 2005, he has been with us in Karnataka. He has also written a book, Making People Pay, The Economic Sociology of Taxation, which has made much news. He has earned a gold medal from University of Kerala for securing the first rank in postgraduate examination. He has received Director General's Gold Medal from National Police Academy for securing highest marks in political concepts and public administration. He has received Gold Medal from Director General National Academy of Direct Taxes for performance in extracurricular activity and so on. For his doctoral course, he had conducted a study on tax enforcement in India and produced a thesis on tax evasion and tax enforcement, sociological causes and consequences, a study with special reference to income tax rights in India, which is related to the subject he is going to speak to us about today. He has also conducted independent studies on environmental movements, on marriage and human fulfillment, and other subjects. He was a visiting associate in IIM Bangalore for a couple of years. He has given lectures in various learned bodies on subjects such as corporate social responsibility, public finance, and so on. He, as Independent Audit Regulatory Authority, an approach paper. It is one of his important and outstanding writings. He has produced other research type of writings. He has delivered guest lectures in seminars in various premier management institutes, and he has written extensively. He is also well known as a journalist. He has edited professional journals and magazines. He is a life member of Indian Sociological Society. He is an active member of the Cyber Sociology Group, and so on. But what I must mention is that as an assessing officer, Dr. Mathew unearthed a large racket of money laundering in the guise of gifts from non-resident Indians. The tax evasion methodology was detected by him, and that led to taxing of concealed income of more than 50 crore rupees by the income tax department, and so on. He is presently a member also of the committee to introduce learning management systems in Indian income tax department, and so on. Today he is going to speak to us on scams and frauds. Who will watch the Watchdog? It seems as if the nation is presently in a bad period in our history. The nation is facing multiple crises. On the one hand, the economy has gone haywire, worsening the already depressing condition of the majority of people. On the other hand, at the macro level, the nation is being looted by the ruling elite on a scale which is mind-boggling. The politician, bureaucrat, businessman nexus has successfully used the entire nation as a mere pawn on the chessboard of self-interest. Thus, the very basis of democratic governance has eroded. Degeneracy has reached such a state that soon there may be nothing left even to steal or hijack. Export of stolen wealth to tax havens abroad has escalated over the years. According to one estimate, our country's national wealth held in overseas banks was of the order of 10% of our economy in 1967. Post-liberalization, this percentage has risen to an estimated 49%. That no serious effort has been made all these years speaks volumes about the roots and the extent of this aberration. Even the machinations of Pune-based Hassan Ali, recently in the news, has been known to government as far back as in 2007. Comment is needless. GFI, Global Financial Integrity, which is an international monitoring agency, has estimated that since 1948, black money to the tune of rupees 20 lakh crores has been stashed away abroad. Names of some 2,000 such operators were revealed to WikiLeaks by a former Swiss banker, Julius Baer. The very scale of these transactions indicates that these are not stray incidents but facets of systemic failure. We have progressed to a level where even the upper middle class is finding it difficult to grapple with price rise and inflation and so on. About the poor, the less said the better. One wonders whether the powers that be are in the least concerned about the issues that should have merited priority. Such an Emperor Nero syndrome is visible across the spectrum, not merely at the level of government. For instance, whenever a budget is announced, the banner headlines speak loudly about tax concessions. We know they are relevant to hardly 2% of people. Budgets sometimes provide unintended humor. The recent central budget announced tax concessions to 80 to 90-year-olds. Only the extraordinarily endowed can hope to benefit from these provisions. Coming to black money and money in tax havens, which is now estimated at over $1.4 trillion. Despite the public outrage expressed recently, the finance minister's voluminous budget had only 6 paragraphs and not a single positive measure for retrieving the stolen wealth from abroad. Both government and civil society seem to be clueless as to how to restore some semblance of sanity and dignity in an apparently hopeless scenario. Dr. Sibichen Mathew is both an administrative functionary and an academic scholar. He is thus eminently qualified to give us an insight into the present and the prospects for recovery. Dr. Sibichen Mathew.
Nice. Gokhale Institute has gone high-tech, so I had to learn how to operate. First, an apology to all of you. I know all members of Gokhale Institute are very disciplined. They will be here at 6:30 sharp. And I'm very sorry. Like last time, I told you last time also, same thing. Coming out of office is very difficult. So I told my boss, DG investigation, sir, today I have to go at around 5:30, I have to leave. So even if I have to leave at 5:15, I tell, sir, 5:30 I have to leave. So then he asked, what is the program? I said, Gokhale Institute, I have to go for this. He asked, what is the topic and all. So I was trying to wind up my work, and Krishnamurthy and Suryanarayana came dot at 5:25. So I was trying to wind up, then we thought we will reach at least by 6:20, but then traffic was so heavy. So that way we are so happy whenever we delay our visit to any place, we can always blame the traffic. But this time it was not the blame, really there was traffic. Thank you so much for inviting me again. This is my second visit to this place. And like Chairman President has said, the topic is not on taxation as such. Last time I talked to you about taxation, but every event in this country has some sort of relation with tax revenue, so I will be touching on tax revenue also. But today, my topic for our discussion is on frauds. I don't have to explain to you the situation to you, because sometimes we have to give the background of the topic. Here I don't have to give the background because all of you know. We are going through a phase which everybody quietly accepts. Very few people think this is something abnormal. That is very serious condition. If you think something is crime, then there is some hope, there is some salvation. If you think something is normal, something cannot be, it is inevitable. Everybody does it. Our country cannot run without it. No organization can run without it. In their world, if you see, everywhere it is happening. So it is a normal thing. But there is certain limit. There is some limit to these things. Depends on the extent and the gravity of the situation. As you know, things are going beyond our control these days. And before I come to the topic again, I would like to congratulate Gokhale Institute. Rarely something like this happens in any cities, especially a city like Bengaluru, where we can see long queues in front of restaurants, pubs, shopping malls, and all those things. People are getting interested to such fast stuff, such entertaining stuff. When I went to US and UK, I found churches there are empty. I went to a church in UK, Blackpool. I went to the church on Sunday, and myself and my family were there. And I found we were the youngest in the church. Nobody below the age of 75 in the church. So, there's an example. People would like to go to pubs, people would like to go for something which is more entertaining. Not to a place where something enduring is happening. Something which is valuable is happening. So I'm so happy that Gokhale Institute has regular programs. I was going through the booklet for next few months. All the program is ready, planned, systematically it is going on. I heard 99.9% it goes as per schedule. This is something which is very amazing. This happens only because of dedication and sincerity of the team of Gokhale Institute. Each one of you. Now, I've been to so many colleges, universities for lectures, so many youth, and even corporates. I never find a group which is so with full concentration, with full enthusiasm, sitting there to learn something. And this crowd here are much more learned, 1,000 times learned than me, 1,000 times educated than me, with a rich experience. So I don't have anything fresh to teach you. I am only saying, so I'm only just bringing to you some topic on frauds and scams. Just putting some topic for all of us to think again, that's all. This I have to point to which direction? Laptop direction, okay. I think I'll lose the mouse. See, there are two ways to success. Everybody wants to succeed. I want to succeed, you want to succeed. I don't think anybody here who doesn't want to succeed. Please raise the hand. I'm not asking you questions because you are sleeping. Nobody is sleeping. But everybody wants to succeed in life. Normally what happens, we all of us are primary needs. Primary needs like food, shelter, these things are, or clothing, these are primary needs. God has blessed all of us with some education, some status, economic status. We are not very rich, but we are not very poor. But we are having a very decent living. So we are blessed by God. If you believe in God, God. Otherwise, you believe in yourself. So, what is the next thing we aspire for? Next thing we aspire for is recognition. We can say, I am a very selfless person. I don't want any post, any respect. But still, in back of my mind, we want people to recognize us, respect us. So, that can come only to a person who succeeds. A person who fails, nobody wants to look at him, no? Somebody is in trouble, nobody is going to. Now, Kanimudi and Raja, nobody wants to look at them. So, there are a lot of friends for them, business people friends, party friends. But nobody wants to look at Raja or Kanimudi. So, that is their case and that is a different issue, altogether different issue. As a person, moment it is, people came to know that they are done something wrong, nobody wants. But a person who succeeded, a person got an award, a person got something, there are a lot of people after them. So success comes through two different ways. Shortcut and the long way. And people generally try for shortcuts. If you are not taking the shortcut, your wife will ask, what a fellow you are. You are an inefficient fellow. Your friends will ask. So people always try for shortcuts. That is a human tendency. There is one book by Robert Greene. The title of the book is 48 Laws of Power. I don't know how many of you have read it. There are two different versions. One is a big version, very big, thick book. One is a very small one. In all roadsides, we can get for 50 rupees that short one, small one. If you want shortcut, you can go for Robert Greene's that book, 48 Laws of Power, which clearly says, in fact, he narrates all the princes, all the kings, all heads of nations, they followed this and they came to power. They continued in power. Secret is like this. How you can be cunning, how you can be shrewd and become a leader. To succeed in life, you cannot be that straight. You have to be a little bit cunning in your talking, in your doing, in your thinking. But don't show them that you are cunning. You show that you are the most sincere person, most committed person, most honest person. Best example, he says, let the other person do the job, you take the credit. So he has given a lot of laws to succeed. That is one way. Second way is, do your job sincerely, committed way. Like Robert Shivkhera. Shivkhera has written a book, You Can Win. So latest book is that, maybe not latest, 3-4 years now, Living with Honor. In that book, he says this. whatever you do, do sincerely, and you will succeed. But it will take time for your success. Maybe the success which you have got, you may not enjoy in your lifetime, but generations will adore you. So most of the corporates, most of the people, most of the organizations are going through shortcuts these days. So our topic today is how fiscal discipline can improve corporate governance. See, some of the things which I am going to say may be a little technical, but I'll make it because all of you know it, but you may find sometimes boring. So some of the slides I will go very fast. Only whatever is important we will discuss. The topic is, so now I have not given the topic in my title. The topic which I have given was frauds and scam, who will watch the watchdog? The real topic actually is not there. Real topic is actually this. I am going to speak to you today is on audit. How important audit is, I am going to come to that. Audit is something very common. Everywhere, every organization, audit is there. How relevant is audit in this context? The moment you hear audit, you will think something technical, no? It's not at all technical. Most of you worked in government organizations or in companies. This is something which is very, very important. These are the issues I am going to cover in the talk. So for the corporate governance, two things which are essential. What is corporate governance? How any company, any business concern to run properly. That is called corporate governance. How it should be governed as per rules and norms of society, not as per rules and norms of the company. Corporate governance means how company has to run based on the expectations of society. Second is tax compliance, you know already. What is audit? Nothing complex, nothing technical. An examination and verification of company's accounts and the supporting documents by a professional. What they are checking in audit? Whether the transactions are true. Company says they have done something. Is it true? Whether they have really purchased or really sold. Really have they expended something? How they constructed this building or not? Genuine. The transaction itself is genuine. Or it's only superficial. It's only hype. Procedurally correct. Okay, the objective was to do something, but how they followed the procedures properly. How they invited the tender. Was it awarded following proper rules? Then supported by proof. Many times they might have done all those things, but you have to prove before the public, where the proof is available. So the basic principle behind the audit is be accountable for whatever you do and you show that you have done it. Now, the auditors are called whistleblowers, but they are going to find out what is the mistake committed. Now, for whom is the audit? Can you just tell me, audit is for whom? Why should a company be audited? Why should Infosys be audited? Why should any other company for that matter be audited? HAL be audited? For whom it is? Anything? Any response? Shareholders. Shareholders have invested their money. They should know what is happening. These days what is happening is that they'll see in the Economic Times or newspapers the shares are there, or some broker will tell. They don't know what is the company doing. Moment public issue come, there will be a big, all people start investing in the shares, thinking that it is a good company. They don't know what the company is manufacturing, what the company's policy is, Nobody can understand what they have, the document. Nobody can understand. What is happening is these days is a gambling. Share investment is a gambling. Nobody is going to the prospectus to see what it is. Hearsay. Why something is happening? Stock market, suddenly they say it went up. Suddenly it is coming down. Today afternoon, something is happening somewhere. Stock market goes down adversely. Is it because company has stopped production? It is based on some sentiments. So because of the sentiments, lot of rumors can work. Some people give some false rumors and it will affect trading. So certain people who can really do something to, they can do something to reduce the share prices or jack the share prices up. It is not with the investors. Investors they don't have any role to play in this. So audit report is basically not only for investors, there are so many other people are really interested in the audit report. Investors, as you said, rightly the number one. There is something called audit committee. Anybody knows what is audit committee? I'll come to that. Executive management. Executive management is the internal management, managing director and all those executives of the company. Suppliers, creditors, who are the creditors? All the bank people. They are really interested in, we have given this much of loan to the company. What is happening to the company? Audit report. They should refer customers, public, trade unions, internal auditors, employees, competitors. They will be watching the audit reports of the company. Tax departments, regulators, financiers, media, policy analysts, investment consultants, commerce and trade associations, international agencies, international business groups. You see, there are a lot of people who are interested in audit report. Do you think then audit report is irrelevant? It is very, very important. So it is important who prepares audit report, how fair they are, how competent they are, how efficient they are. We keep on talking about fraud happened there, scam happened there. Finally pin down somebody there, somebody here. Where exactly the real problem? Real problem is in the audit. But nobody talks about that. If you see any number of scams are happening in the public domain, newspaper articles are there, so many reports will be there, for series of articles will be there. How many of the articles are pointing out where was the auditor at that time of this company? What sort of audit he has done in that company? What he has pointed out in the audit report? All the corporate scandals all over the world, we can see clear indication of management auditors collusion. Wherever scams and fraud has happened, there is clear collusion between auditors and the management. How? Active involvement. Auditor himself will be involved in the suggestion how to manipulate accounts. Suggestions. Second is suggestion. First is active involvement. He himself decides. Second is he gives suggestions. You do like this. Third, technical incompetence. Very important. They are not competent. How many chartered accountants are here? Anybody, any chartered accountants here? Any worked in audit department? Anybody worked in audit department? Very, very, very sorry to say, most of the companies are audited by very, very big companies. They'll come with a tie and coat, to the officers and argue the cases. Many of them, from my experience, I have found they have not even seen the accounts of the company. Every company has internal auditor. Internal auditor prepares the accounts. And auditor, the fact that auditor job is very, very unique, glorified, because only 1%, 2% people pass chartered accountancy. So they have made it I'm not against any institution or anything, I'm just giving you some facts. To get a chartered accountant for you have a small proprietary concern, to get a chartered accountant is very difficult, you won't get. Even if you are getting somebody, can you pay according to their standards? So deliberately the profession itself has become a glorious profession, scarcity is there. Because 2-3% they will pass in CA exam. Deliberately the cutoff is kept very low. So they won't get time to read accounts. So they will depend on the internal accountant, internal auditor give the books. When they come to an income tax office for a hearing, many times if you ask what your company is doing, what they are manufacturing, he will look at this side to the internal auditor. Tell. Because I am very busy, I am having so many companies I have to audit. So many times they will outsource to different auditor firms. Because there is a ICAI, there is some rule. This many companies only you can audit. So they will outsource. There are so many fellows are there, like underprivileged auditors. But they will not get all cases because they are not very influential. They will not get cases. Some privileged auditors will get all cases. So that is another problem with our country. If I am a Christian means I will give only to Christian that audit. If I am an Iyengar, I will give it only Iyengar chartered accountant. Because other fellows will leak my secrets. So because of this, some of the fellows will not get an audit at all. So, but then as per ICA, you cannot put all. So they'll tell them, okay, I will give you 1,000 rupees, you put your chapa, seal, put the seal. So there are some people like that also. So technical incompetence, because they don't know. So when they are books of accounts, everything is coming, I don't know what to see. First of all, there is no time for me to see. Auditor, there is no time for the auditor to see. Even if I want to find out, I should be competent enough to find out something. I have not seen the vouchers. What is the audit does? I have told you initially. Is it true? Is the transaction genuine? How will I check up these things? If the proof is there, how will I check up? None of the auditors check anything. Next is blind eye. Just put the seal and signature, that's all. Who will find out what? Income tax officer sitting with the 5,000 files like this. Will he see? Investors, millions of investors, different places. Why are they bothered about this? They will sell this share, then they will buy another share. Then they will sell their share, I buy another share. Are they keeping a track of this company? Who is keeping a track? There is one thing called Enron. All of you know the Enron, big company. Enron was audited by Anderson, one of the most efficient chartered accountant firm in the world. 100 years of good reputation Anderson has. If Anderson audited means everything is foolproof. It is like that. What happened? What happened to Enron, all of you know. Totally out of business. And Anderson also had to close. You see the reason, you see it is given in the third line. It gave Anderson $52 million annually. Oh, till what time I can speak? So I'll be rushing now. $52 million annually Anderson used to charge from Enron. And last line you read. $5 million for audit. 27 million for non-audit. Anderson is the auditor. Auditor should do only what job? Audit job. They should not do other jobs. What is this non-audit job? That's what I said earlier. Active involvement, suggestion. All those suggestions which have been given for manipulation, they are being paid $27 million. Then what sort of sincerity you can expect from Anderson? These are things Enron has done. Like that, there are so many companies. Another company called WorldCom. That also bust. Last line you see. Manipulated the earnings to manipulate stock prices. Poor fellow, poor investor sitting in Bengaluru. What he will know what is happening in Bombay? Last year, we found an income tax assessment, not last year, 2 years back. Suddenly, so many people in that, where is saris and all, where is salt? What is that area? Chickpet. So many files from Chickpet, so many fellows are showing income from stock market. Huge amount. And they show it as long-term capital gain. Long-term capital gain is only 20%. We went and we found out they have invested, each one of them invested on 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees. They are saying they got a profit of 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs. We went and searched and investigated and found out it is not even more than 3 years, it's only a matter of 4 or 5 months. And we checked it out, what are the shares they have bought? Companies which are in paper. No company as such actually. There is some board is there in, we sent some inspectors to Bombay and we found there is no board, address is there. There is one small cool drink shop, STD booth. They say these are big companies and they have traded. They have shown everything. It has gone to the stock market. Where is SEBI? Where is all our share market or stock market rules? This cases, so many, this was done in a large scale, Bombay, Madras, everywhere. Many places, because everything has come through banking channels, many places, in appeal they are accepted, commission appeals are accepted, because nothing we cannot prove. In Bengaluru, we had a very good officer and a team. We did an excellent work and we found entire thing is bogus. Entire thing, there is no transaction itself. We passed the order, commissioner appeals confirmed, went to income tax appellate tribunal. They gave a decision saying that everything has come through banking channels. All evidences are there. It has gone through check, come through draft. Whatever assessee has told, their advocate audit detailed, they have quoted about 10-12 pages. And what departmental advocate has said, one line. Departmental representative so-and-so vehemently argued. One line. Nothing, whatever we have given submissions of pages and pages, nothing is there. The camera is recording me. I don't think I will get a notice of contempt of court. They have taken straight away, deleted the order. A case like this, which is very clear, it is a money laundering. Not done by big fellows. Small business people. Anybody who does crime, it is bad. So many people, agents and sub-agents, they have done it. So manipulated earnings to manipulate stock prices. WorldCom did it. My point is that who is checking all this, what is happening in the stock market? Many of these things are manipulated. Lucent Technology, same thing again. Under investigation by, last line, SCC. SCC is like our SEBI for its accounting practices. Sunbeam Corporation. If it's what is in the red, booked revenue and income from proposed sales for goods not sold. What they were doing was, they were showing that there is a lot of turnover. Actually, goods were not sold. Just to show that their stock price is going up. Anybody can doubt surging sales of heating blankets in summer and barbecue grills in late fall. In summer, the company has shown huge sales in blankets. This is an example I am saying. If a common man, if you put him as auditor, he would have found out this. Waste management. It's again same problem. Anderson earned, last line, Anderson earned 18 million annually as non-auditing fee and 7 million as audit fee. Why audit failure? Why audit failure happened? That is the thing we are going to deliberate now. First is the issue of independence. This is the key issue. What is this issue of independence? Can you just tell me? No. That is one part of it. Much more really important. Bread and butter, I am coming. Over dependence on clients. I am the auditor for HIL. I am putting it in my biodata. I am getting very good income. I am the auditor of Infosys. I don't want to leave that audit next year. I want to continue in that audit again. Because from the Infosys I am not against Infosys, but I am giving an example. I am getting audit fee of 2 crore from Infosys every year. So I am dependent on this client. Every auditor thinks that way. How many auditor can be like a Mahatma Gandhi? No, this year let me get 2 crore. Next year I will not have anything, no problem. I will sell my car, I will sell my house, I will stay in the rented house. Will any auditor go back to the rented house? He will only think next time I have to buy a Benz. Basic human tendency. Because I am depending on them. Financial transaction with the clients. Many auditors have transaction with the clients itself. Borrow the loan from the clients. Getting shares. Most of the auditors indirectly get the shares. They cannot get directly shares to the wife, to the relatives. 1,000 shares of Infosys, 500 shares of this. Self-interest situation. I am also interested. Many times what will happen? He will recommend people for job there. He will recommend purchasers. You purchase from this fellow. He is very good. He will recommend. He sell only to this. Over dependence on non-audit work. $27 million I am receiving for non-audit work. Audit work $5 million. So if I leave this company, I will lose $27 million. Lack of protection. Even if I write up audit report, who is reading? Auditor can think that way, no? Who is reading the audit report? So I am safe. I will just cut and paste whatever I have done last year and just. I will not raise any qualification, something called objection, it is called qualification. How many auditors are writing objections, qualifications in the audit report? They won't write. If they write, next year they will not get extension. There lies the problem. General inaction of their reports. Even if I do something, qualification, where is the action taken? Who is saying that action is taken in that? But executive management is equally involved. So, if I convene a meeting, company convenes a meeting, how many shareholders go for the meeting? It is in Bombay. You will get letter some 3 days before. Will anybody give you a train ticket? Nobody go there. Only their own people go there. They'll have some tea party, dinner and all. Finish off. So, they feel loss of reputation. If I raise lot of qualifications, my reputation will go in the market. Next year, I will not get any audits. They will say, oh, ABC auditors, don't call them. They will raise lot of objections. I will be out of business. So, what will happen? I will be passive. I will be blind towards everything. Let something continue. So to see, because of in the global, everywhere it happened, so US, they come with some act called Sarbanes-Oxley Act. It's called a SOX Act. Very tough rule. If you read something, you can see one by one. CFO and CEO can be imprisoned if something is found. Very strict rule. And last line, you read last line. Audit partners must be rotated every 5 fiscal years. They said, only 5-year partners. Imagine, see that? Audit partners. What is the impact? If PwC is auditing that, PwC's one Mr. X is auditing this year, he should audit only for 5 years. After 5 years, Mr. Y from PwC should come. Will that really make any difference, do you think? Because the company will issue check to PwC only, not to X or Y. It is only an eyewash if you see, such a US most important regulation. This itself auditors are opposing. Even this itself is diluted. They are not boldly saying auditor firm should be shifted. They are saying partner can be shifted. So they say failure may lead to 25 years imprisonment. Array of strictures to CEOs and CFOs. Anything found out? 25 years imprisonment. Then the international accounting standard is also there. That is also come with a lot of thing to detect the fraud and scam. I will be going very fast now because there is no time. Now, in India, if you see world, there are only 4 big auditor firms. Deloitte, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, and KPMG. Most of the big companies are audited by these people. The above firms have audits of 97% of US companies, 80% of Japanese companies, 100% of UK companies. And all of them are coming to India. Most of our companies in Bengaluru, their auditors are these people, not the local people. Local people are already out. So what happened? Most of these chartered accountants in India, they are joined these companies now. They joined there and they are part of these companies. So there is a cartel now. Either of these things you have to take. You cannot go for small people. Whatever they say is the rule. All the small companies, small firms, they found compliance cost is very high. They cannot tolerate. So naturally what they do is a lot of lax in the accounting. This is audit and audit for different companies. If you see Kingfisher, 1.1 million audit fee, 5.9 million non-audit fee for Kingfisher. You can easily imagine what these auditors were doing in Kingfisher Group. They were suggesting what sort of frauds, no, I'm not saying frauds, what sort of planning they should do. So we have series of financial scam in India. Number of vanishing companies. When I was in Coimbatore, I got a list of vanishing companies. They told from the government, central government, they sent a list of people, companies. Please check up where are these companies. Coimbatore, Salem belt. About 10 companies list I got. Very good names. Global, Blooms Limited. Big names are there. So myself and inspectors and all of them went there and found out nothing is there in this. 50 to 100 crores have been raised from the capital market. There is nothing in that place. 50 crores of common people's money gone wasted. 1,10,000 crore banking fraud. In all these cases, auditors are responsible but public are unaware. No proper punishment have been given to any of these auditors and no follow-up. These are different groups, Indian groups. Then what happened to the latest, about 1 year back or 2 years back? Truth, they said truth, Satyam. Entire thing where? Based on wrong accounting, wrong auditing by best auditor company, PwC. Like our Anderson of Enron. PwC did it. So what is happening now? Nobody is talking about Ramalingaraju. But if you go to the Act, we have enough sections. So many sections we are having. Already, imprisonment, penalty. But how many directors have been imprisoned? How many auditors have gone to jail? There are so many committees. One Narasimharaja committee recommendation. They have recommended so many things, so many changes. Auditors in India are governed by ICA, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. This is established based on a statute in Parliament. These are their functions. They are supposed to be the regulator, self-regulator. The state president is a ICA, president is a chartered accountant, secretary is a chartered accountant. So this is self-regulator. Because of that lack of independence for auditors, because they are depending on the clients. No competence, no uniform standards, no disciplinary mechanism. If something has done badly in the company, nothing happens to auditor. No audit review. Nobody is auditing the audit. Nobody watching the watchdog. Who is the watchdog? Auditors. Who is watching the auditors? Nobody. Tell me, what is the mechanism in India? So, something new I have suggested. When I was doing a research with this thing in IIM Bengaluru, I suggested a paper on this. That is what I am going to tell you. Which if I tell before a chartered accountant community, they will immediately shout at me. Because this is against chartered accountants. I have already sent the proposal, but nothing has been acted upon so far. Now you say regulatory, SEBI is there. SEBI is a regulator. SEBI's job is this, Securities Exchange Board of India. All these things are their job. With all these things, we saw so many companies vanished. So much of stock market manipulation is happening. These are the failures of SEBI. I will not go to each one of them now. So my suggestion was, why not have an independent audit authority? We are having CAG. CAG is doing a very good job. CAG is dealing only with government departments and PSUs. We don't have a regulatory authority for other audits, all companies audits, all business audits. So my suggestion was, we should have an authority like this. It should be independent, technically competent, representative, multifunctional, with legal powers, uniform standards, headed by a constitutional appointment by President, fixed tenure of 10 years, removal only by impeachment, consists of independent functional bodies. I will tell you what are the bodies. I suggested, this is my proposal. I want your suggestion on this. Can we have, like CAG, another audit regulatory authority, which will go through all the audit reports of Infosys, Wipro, all companies. Before the audit report itself, how it is prepared. That also I am giving another proposal. Now there will be different sections in the audit. There will be Auditor General on top, reporting to President directly, assisted by chairman of different bodies. There can be a standards board, they will be responsible for formulating and amending the standards of audits. There will be a quality review and inspection board. They will ensure quality and correctness of audit reports. Next is disciplinary board, inquiries on misconduct of auditors, initiation of disciplinary proceedings, and these things. Next is auditor allocation board, very important. There is another auditor allocation board will be there. Please read it carefully. Centralized empanelment of auditors. Infosys cannot select Narayanamurthy's relative as auditor. Iyengar person cannot have an Iyengar auditor or his friends. These auditors will be decided by the authority on rotation. Is it independent or not? I will not know who is my auditor for next 3 years. My company will not know. Suddenly I will get a random selection. ABC auditors will visit your place and audit. Will they be scared or not? So, And there will be specialization wise and region wise. See, Delhi fellow cannot audit here. So we'll have a shortlisting of people in Bangalore. If there are 500 audit firms, out of 500, we will random allocation based on the specialization. Specialization is important. This auditor should be specialized in this area. Based on that, it will be decided. Then last line, appointment for 5 years and no extension in the same firm. So 5th year they have to get out. So they need not be scared, oh, if I do some objection, some qualification, what will happen? Then there will be a grievance board. So grievance will come. So companies will have grievance. Why this fellow has come, this auditor has come, he doesn't know anything. So there will be a grievance board. And where the money will come. See, what was the problem earlier? Because auditor was getting fees from client. That was the main problem. That should be stopped. So I'm suggesting this. There should be a national audit fund. And auditing expenses will be paid by Auditor General. There will be fixed this thing. If a company of this much turnover, this fees, depending on the nature of work. And how the money will come. So these are suggestions I have made. Charge special fee at the time of listing and at the time of an annual fee. Every year, company has to pay annual fee for auditing to the authority. Then a very small portion of value of each investment of the investor. The investor also, when they apply for share, 10 rupees they pay, maybe 10 paise. That is enough. It will be a big fund. Go to this auditing. Then yearly contribution by companies to the fund proportionate to the turnover or profit of the company. And amount collected as penalties. So when this thing comes, there will be a lot of penalties and fines will come. A lot of money will come out of penalties and fines. This will be a great big amount. Big amount will come to the Auditor General. From there, money will be going. So no auditor will be scared to raise objections. Because whether I do or not, I will get my money. And second thing is, auditor needs to be proactive. He has to be investigative. His role is investigation actually. Go through the accounts thoroughly and investigate why this purchase made, why this sales made, why you purchased from this fellow, why you sold to this fellow. And apparent is not real. Whatever is showing in the numbers may not be real. Because that penny stock, IT Gandai Appellate Tribunal, so, it is coming through DD, it gone through check, everything is kapaka. It is wrong. There is one Supreme Court decision, CAT versus Durga Prasad More, very important decision. Supreme Court has said very clearly, we should not put blinkers while going through the accounts. Because it has come through banking channels. Banks are the biggest fraud bank only commits. We should not really accept something which has come through banking channels. So go beyond numbers, think like a fraudster and see. And there will be third party verification. Alert on the agreements, contracts, transactions, and demonstrate their technical competence. This is very important. There should be proper planning before audits. There should be brainstorming session. Auditors should sit together and find out if I am going to this company, I am going to HCL, I am going to Wipro. Study thoroughly what is the business and then go and do it. None of them read. None of them ask any important questions. No competent staff. Next is audit report. Have you gone through audit reports? Can you understand anything? It is necessary to make audit report simple. It is not rocket science what the company has done. What company has done, what they have sold, what they have purchased, what they have done. They can do it in a very simple format, but they deliberately make it very complicated. So nobody will read. So, nation's credibility and organization accountability depend on auditors, their reliability and their accountability. Second part is tax compliance. That I think we will, at the time interactive sessions, I will take up questions on this. We will just go through the slides only. What are the different types of tax evasion? This is what generally follows now. These are the major areas of tax evasion. Anything you find this will be put in this head. Last line, that is the very good, important point now. Creation of trust. That is the biggest instrument for black money these days. Very good instrument. You get donation left and right here and there, all black money you convert. What is this? This is what everybody does now these days, no? They want to convert dirty money to white money, money laundering. So all over the world it is happening. Now everybody is interested to talk about money laundering. And almost all the crimes are related to money laundering. As in the introductory speech, very clearly mentioned about the tax havens. These are the top 20 tax havens. Most of the money goes there. Straight away they will tell, very, very openly they will tell, 10 crore you pay me by check, let 90 crore put it in the Mauritius account. There is one company in Bengaluru, they sold iron ore for a particular value. For example, I am saying 85 rupees for metric ton, $85, 85, whatever it is, 85, number 85 you remember, that's all. And to some companies it is sold it for 60 rupees. Almost all companies 80 rupees, 80. When we scrutinized, we found some 3-4 companies, they sold it for 65 rupees. Auditor has never found out. But somehow during our investigation we found out. A big group, politically connected. Big person behind. We searched through the net, searched through our foreign tax division, we found, yes, there are these three companies. Capital is only $1. Metric tons of iron ore has gone. And we found the directors of this company are the directors of that company, which is never disclosed. So instead of 90 rupees market value, they will sell the good for 60 rupees there. Okay. Then that company, paper company, will sell it for $90 to some other company. And this $30 will straight go to their Mauritius, their whatever place. An example, but crores and crores we found to have gone in that Mauritius company. This is one example. So money is going, bribe money, all those monies are deliberately going there. And they thought this is allowed. Many of these people, the so-called ministers or MPs or bureaucrats, because this bank, all banks have their rule, they will not disclose anything. They thought it is very perfectly okay. Fools in India's tax department, or who will be bothering about us? As I said at the beginning, they thought it is normal. It is a normal thing. I am not doing any fraud. They call it tax planning. This was what happened. So moment one fellow started, everybody started now. And nobody thought this will become such an important issue now. Even now, this can be brought in very fast because everything is accounted there, very much there. There is a task force, World Bank task force is there to bring that money. Money is not coming. No, how they do money laundering, I will not go through that. Maybe in another occasion I will come and we will talk about money laundering, what are the different type of money laundering, how they do it. How it is coming back. So, as you said, drug, arms and people smuggling, corruption, fraud, tax evasion, these are the source of money laundering. Tax evasion money will go, fraud money will go, corruption money, bribes will go, arms and people smuggling, migration of labor, and illicit drug manufacturing. These are the areas where they get money, and of course extortion and kidnapping. So, a lot of tax force are there. We will come to only India. India, we have a Prohibition of Money Laundering Act. Based on this, people can be arrested and put into jail. But how many people have been put into jail for money laundering? This is section 3. Anybody who directly or indirectly attempts to indulge or knowingly assist or knowingly is a party to or actually is involved in any process or activity connected with the process of crime and projecting as untainted property shall be guilty of offense. Very inclusive definition. Anybody assisted even remotely can be booked under Money Laundering Act. Act is very, very strong. Punishment, you see, 3 to 7 years rigorous imprisonment. For narcotics, that NDP is narcotics and drug, up to 10 years imprisonment. One small thing I'll finish off and this is my last point. Everything is not wrong in India. If there is a failure by the auditors, I said we can go for an independent authority. I hope you will share your views with me regarding this independent audit authority. Second part is, even if income tax department is keeping quiet, any department is keeping quiet, we have something we have put called financial intelligence unit. All the transactions in bank, all the financial transactions anywhere in India, Ministry of Finance is capturing now. Any suspicious transaction is being absorbed in the database. And most of these investigations happened recently in the public domain. A lot of things are happening now. These have been captured by Financial Intelligence Unit. Many of these monies in tax haven, many of the money which have come from there, disguised as white money. See, many times government will say, we have got this much of foreign institutional investors invested in money. FIA investment. Somebody, if you goes and scrutinize the money, we think these are all foreign people investing, thinking that this is a very big country, lot of income will come. Most of the monies are our own money. Our own black money comes as FII in a different route. So this financial intelligence unit is a revolutionary thing happened in Ministry of Finance, Government of India. It is doing a wonderful job. You go and open a bank account today, suddenly you deposit some 50 lakhs and come out. Tomorrow you withdraw that. Definitely you will get a notice. Every bank is supposed to inform suspicious transactions. If you go to the bank, you want to invest in some high equity or high premium insurance, or you want to buy something where you have to necessarily give a DD. That fellow say, I want 10 lakhs rupees in DD only, and you don't have a PAN number. Go to the bank. Bank will say, don't worry, 49,000 rupees into 20 you take. You will quietly take and come back also. Definitely will get a notice. Now the suspicious transaction report catch this. They'll find out. They'll find that a person who has never taken a DD suddenly taken 20 DDs. When they check up the LIC premium account, now the big premiums are coming, annuity premiums. It's only 5 years you have to pay. Each year you have to pay some 10 lakhs per year. 5 years, this is over, then you will get every month annuity. That schemes, many people are investing. When LIC, that particular insurance company, MetLife or something, when they give their transaction, this will be caught. This investor has paid by 20 demand drafts. It will be captured. Notice will come. Why you are taken? Then there is a surrender. I don't have a PAN number. Then what is the source for 10 lakhs? Oh, I sold a property for 25 lakhs. I have account only 15 lakhs. 10 lakhs is the black money. You are caught. So this FIU is a very good thing happening in Ministry of Finance. This is nothing, not the brain of Government of India. All over the world, it is a joint effort to tackle money laundering and fraud and scam. To find out fraud and scam, this FIU have been established. FIU is getting lot of this information and something good is happening. So summary, enduring success can happen only if one conform to the norms and law, not through Robert Greene's cunning, shrewd and all. Enduring success will not come. Raju enjoyed everything. Satyam fellow enjoyed everything. But suddenly he has to end up in jail. Short-term success he had, not long-term. Good corporate governance means fiscal discipline. And only independent and effective audit can ensure conformity. With this system, if it goes like this, we will continue like this with the frauds and scam. Because only person is the watchdog is auditors. They are the watchdog, nobody else. If they are not doing the job properly, fraud will come, scam will come. So, independent authority we should have, Secondly, we should have some sort of tax discipline. So success built on shortcuts will burst like a bubble. That is what we happened in old Disk, Enron, WorldCom, Sunbeam Corporation, Satyam, all. So this is my last line. This is my blog. You can visit my blog where I write some articles. http sibi-cyberdiary.blogspot.com. If you can, in the Google also you can search sibi-cyberdiary. Occasionally I write some articles. At present I am writing an article on privacy. I think it is very important. The topic of my article is Leave Me Alone. Privacy in a snooping world. Lot of our privacy is affected. So about that I am writing. With this I will conclude. I am sorry I have taken a little extra time, and kindly we will have some interactive session if you have time. Thank you so much.
This independent audit regulating authority, the idea is good, but the execution, is it possible? Because in India there are lakhs of companies and business houses. Is it possible to have a control over all these business firms by the independent authority, audit authority?
See, we have something called permanent account number for individuals. Okay. With our information technology, any person can be traced with a PAN number. Can it be done or not? Any person anywhere in India with a PAN number we can trace. Like that, all companies have to register with ROC, Registrar of Companies. Okay? There itself another one thing, as you said. Same number, there will be some 25 companies. As per ROC, at the time of registration, he will come and check up where company is there or not. That day he will put a big board. When ROC inspector goes, one big board is there, ABC Limited. When he goes, that will be taken, DEF Limited board will be there. But of course, there is a registration of companies. So when there is a registration of companies, there is a database of companies. It is not that difficult. See, earlier days, we could not have thought of this. With the information technology, every company will be in the system. It will be very easy to allot which company, what is the domain, what is the subject, what they are manufacturing, which region they are, what is their turnover for last 3 years. Everything can be computerized. With 1 second we can see this company comes to this bracket, this auditor group, this go to this auditor group. From there, random it will be checked up which auditor it will go. It will not be that difficult.
Technical competence to auditors. They are only having financial competence or financial auditing capacity. How do you put in?
No, technical competence means in fact it is financial competence only. Financial competence coupled with then he should know what is Infosys. If he is Infosys auditor, what is Infosys work? What sort of projects they are doing? Infosys auditor should know. He should be expert in IT. We should have a auditor group who are expert in IT. Only that IT auditors will go to Infosys. Not that this is a big company, last 100 years this company is in existence, this company should go to Infosys. No. Young fellow can go. He knows about system audit. He knows very clearly about what is business process outsourcing. What is knowledge process outsourcing. That fellow should go and audit. So that is technical competence. So financial discipline out of chartered accountancy or whatever it is, plus technical competence which includes domains knowledge. Secondly, about all the rules and laws of the country. Rules are changes every 6 months, every year law is getting changed. That fellow should be a person who is knowledgeable, who should update his knowledge. Not that once I am having a lot of companies, then I'll keep quiet, I'll sleep. No, he should be updating his knowledge. That is why we are having peer review, continuous examination, continuous education programs for the auditors. There should be some sort of score every year. Even now it is there, all this IVAS only because ICAI is doing. When independent audit authority will come, they will say every year there will be some sort of screening. This fellow should be continued or not. That should happen. No, that is like Lokpal. Lokpal, you say Prime Minister, bring Prime Minister, everybody says. Is that the issue actually? If Prime Minister is not there also, there are so many roles to book a Prime Minister, and he is a democratically elected fellow. Next year he will not come. So much of hue and cry, Prime Minister is not in Lokpal, Prime Minister in Lokpal, because the Lokpal bill itself will get stuck. Is that the issue? First, Lokpal should come. Let PM be out of it. PM may not be there. Why are we focusing on one PM where so much of corruption is happening? Let Lokpal come first. Let it be efficient. Then we will expand. Like that, 2 points. One is, because there is a lot of inefficiencies there, that doesn't mean that institution is wrong, at fault. Election Commission of India is one of the best institutions in the world. See, US and UK or any country, they are getting amazed, surprised by the miracle of democracy in India. Such a wonderful way lots of elections is done in India. Very handful of cases, some rigging will happen. It's because of local problems. Such a massive democracy. Without any problem, elections are happening. Election Commission of India, one of very strict institutions in the last 6-7 years, if you see. So much of black money is being controlled during time of elections now. Is Election Commission of India, people are really scared now. Secondly, CAG. If CAG was not there, the entire India should have been shut down by now. People are scared of CAG. My own department, if the audit party comes, people are really scared actually. Oh, this fellow will pick up something, this fellow, some objection will come. And they raise objections. Sometimes frivolous objections also they will raise, but then we can give explanation. But people are really scared. Any assessment if they do, they are very scared of audit party. Next year audit party will come and check up. If audit party is not there, what would have happened? If CAG is not there, maybe they would have given an exaggerated figure in 3G scam, a 2G scam. But CAG has not given this. Raja would have continued as a cabinet minister. Kaniman would have got a cabinet berth. So many people would have come and DMK would have ruled the country. Again, I'm not against DMK. I'm saying hypothetical situation. But, sir, any institution, anybody, there are defects, drawbacks, disadvantages. Perfection will not happen. Perfection will not happen. Difficult. But the fact that there is an institution like that, CAG, PSUs are doing at least some work. Some profit is coming, though losses are also there, some inefficiencies are there, but they are scared. Election Commission or CAG, all the constitutional authorities in India are doing a wonderful job. Wonderful job. But since they are doing very well, why not try this? Which will never going to happen. I am not a pessimist. Who is going to agree about this? ICA, Institute of Chartered Accountants, will agree for this. They are the most powerful. They are ruling. They are controlling entire audits of the country. Will they allow their power to go? As per the ICA regulation, if you see early Parliament, I think 1976 or something, 66 or something, I don't remember the year. I become very old. So that year they said this is only a stopgap arrangement. ICAI is only a stopgap arrangement till a system comes. That system has never come. So where is the watchdog? Watchdog is auditors. Their president is a chartered accountant, secretary is a chartered accountant, everybody is chartered accountant, discipline mechanism is by chartered accountants. And nobody else have the time to read and give a proposal. Who has the time? And incidentally, I request Gokhale Institute, apart from having a regular lectures and sessions like this, you should form a core committee, thinking committee along in the subgroup. Based on the discussions you are having over a period of time, prepare some very good proposals to government. I will say our government is very magnanimous in proposal. I'm telling you. Don't think that everybody in government is bad. No, it's not correct. There are a lot of sincere people there. If they want to bring some legislation in the budget, they are waiting for some good proposal. From where they are getting proposal? Chamber of Commerce. They are industrial party. So Exporters Association. Software Technology Park. Just before the budget, they will be camping in Delhi, in air-conditioned rooms, everything. They'll go to suit and tie, they'll go to Ministry of Finance, give the visiting card, Infosys or some has come. Immediately PM, FM will call them, or Finance Secretary will call them. Sir, then they will give a PowerPoint presentation. Because of this, with this much revenue gain will be there. They will immediately buy that. But these are all interested parties. This has to come from people like you, who are not interested in these things. You are objective, fair. But government is really, they will really welcome proposals. Nothing is coming. Information Technology Act, IT Act, they put it in public domain, okay. They said, please come with your views and this thing. How many people have read the Information Technology Act which has come in the internet for the last 3-4 years? Nobody. Because the act has been passed with a lot of draconian rules. Anybody by mistake, something happens to your computer, you are going, somebody comes and doing something in your computer, you will be caught, you will be arrested for that. Direct tax code. It came into the public domain, internet. Nobody is interested to go through direct tax code and says, after 1961 there was an income tax act. After 1961, now only they are changing. After this many years. If you miss the bus, next 50 years, gone. Go through the direct tax say that, no, this registration is wrong, this rule is wrong. Nobody interested. Again, who is giving with proposals? Chartered accountants, business community. Then naturally they will come with regressive tax rules, tax laws. So like that. So there should be, I think, not only thinking, not only listening, we should be proactive also. Have a working group created and send some real proposals to whatever ministry on the concerns raised. But different speakers you will be interacting and raising some concerns. No, let it not end there. You go back in the home, after dinner you will sleep off. Let that idea which you have come, it's not die. Some you not have it sent. You can send through email your suggestions. Somewhere, some secretary, some joint secretary, he will read this. Oh, some merit in this. And as per Right to Information Act, after 1 month you can ask, we have sent a proposal. What action taken on that proposal? RTA Act, 10 rupees stamp, that is enough, that is only cost. That secretary is answerable. Did you have a class on RTA, Right to Information Act? You should have. Very, very important. Right to Information Act 2005. Powerful weapon for each one of us who don't have power. Anything you can call for the record. Excellent act. So I think somebody should come and speak to you on RTA Act. I can also speak, but you get somebody much more better experts also. Do that. Excellent. RTA Act. JPC and PAC are all, as you know, it is a political committees. First of all, none of them have time. Do you think our MPs sit and read all these accounts and documents? Again, they will depend on some sub-documents, some sub-staff, somebody will be putting the proposals. First point. Second point, any issue you take, lot of uproar in parliament, newspapers will, series of everyday headlines, and TV you open, oh, lot of fight, Kiran Bedi is fighting, this Arnab is fighting, so much of things. Oh, after about 2-3 weeks, another issue will come, that is forgotten. How many PSCs, I am not against PSC, my voice is being recorded. How many PSCs and all these things, finally, I don't know, I am not telling anything now.
Our next program, ನಾಳೆ 19ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಮಂಗಳವಾರ ಸಂಜೆ ಖ್ಯಾತ ಕಾನೂನು ತಜ್ಞ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ವಿ ನಾರಾಯಣಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ. ವಿಷಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ದತ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಅರ್ಚಕರ ಬಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು. Dr. Sibichen Mathew has provided us an insight into the rampant phenomena of scams and frauds. Before I forget, the two of his suggestions, one about our constituting task forces for these economic studies and so on, I must bring it to the notice of you all. Till a few years ago, this was part of our regular activity, task forces for study of such issues and memorandum to members of parliament and committees. Recently, it has slackened a bit, but I thank you for warning me. We shall certainly revive it. And about the Right to Information Act, we had two major programs here addressed by sitting judges and so on. They were very well received. And then usually when we talk about tax havens and so on, we look at one end of the tube. Dr. Mathew has enlightened us about where it all begins. After it is important to know where it all begins. And that way, Dr. Mathew has given us a lot of insight into how it all begins, like the management auditor collusion. And he has given us the example of Enron, Anderson, and so on. And then auditors being ignorant of what they are auditing. Auditors' dependence on customers. Then incestuous relationship between auditors and customers. And then non-action even if objections are recorded. Then auditors advising the customers about fine-tuning the frauds. There is no mechanism at all for auditing the auditors, he has mentioned. Dr. Mathew has come out with a number of important suggestions, but ultimately there has to be improvement in financial culture and there has to be enhanced sensitivity. Then he has mentioned how many strict laws already in existence about money laundering are not being implemented, and that is the source of a good deal of what we hear today. Then down the decades, government has stymied many efforts at reform. For instance, some 12 years ago, 1999, the then Law Commission had drafted a bill empowering government to confiscate all illegal earnings of government functionaries, in addition to order imprisonment up to 4 years. Needless to say, the bill went into limbo. Now, alarmed by the scale of financial jugglery and tax avoidance, the USA radically amended its laws to rein in corruption, bribery, and so on. Over a decade ago, in the year 2000, the UK too followed suit in 2002. Even the United Nations came out with a policy statement in 2003 emphasizing the pressing need to control irregularities. Will we catch up with them? Let us hope FIU that Dr. Mathew mentioned will become more widespread and aggressive. Public outcry against corruption has now reached a crescendo, but judging from past history, all this agitation may prove futile. What is needed is institutional mechanism and institutional improvement and improvement in the institutional culture, as Dr. Mathew rightly emphasized. It will be a long haul before the cleansing of the audience tables may begin in earnest. Let us hope and pray For our generation, hope and prayer may be the only source of solace. On behalf of the Gokhale Institute and on behalf of all of you gathered here, I express our thankfulness to Dr. Sibichen Mathew for his enlightening analysis.
I would like to give my